After spending several relaxing days soaking in the beauty of Montserrat Island, I stumbled upon a charming little spot called the Hilltop Coffee House. It was here that my guide Sunny, along with the cafe's host, revealed fascinating insights about one of the island's most iconic buildings.
Now there's actually a recording studio called Air Studios.
To my surprise, I learned that this once thriving recording studio now lies abandoned. Yet its walls still echo with the sounds of legendary artists like Paul McCartney, Elton John, the Rolling Stones, and my all-time favorite, Michael Jackson. Intrigued by these stories, I immediately set my sights on exploring Air Studios myself. And as the sun set, I wrapped up a perfect day at the beach and enjoyed a delicious dinner, knowing exactly what my mission would be when morning came. So this is how it looks like outside of my Airbnb. I got iguanas! Holy crap. This is my first time seeing them this close in person. Okay, so we just made it to Air Studios. Trust me, man, I've been doing this for years.
Nice.
In 1979, captivated by Montserrat's secluded beauty, Sir George Martin, the legendary producer, renowned for his work with the Beatles, established Air Studios Montserrat. This idyllic sanctuary offered artists an escape from the pressures of fame, allowing them to immerse themselves in their craft amidst the island's tranquil surroundings. Among the illustrious musicians drawn to this Caribbean haven was Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Seeking solace and inspiration, Jackson visited Montserrat, finding respite from the relentless spotlight, his private island getaway. While specific details of his time on the island remain scarce, his presence added to the studio's storied legacy and secret of Air Studios. Montserrat became the birthplace of numerous iconic albums. The Police recorded Ghosts in the Machine and Synchronicity within its walls, while Dire Straits crafted their timeless Brothers in Arms. Other legends including Elton John, Paul McCartney, and the Rolling Stones also left their mark, creating music that continues to resonate across generations. However, paradise would also come to an end. In 1989, Hurricane Hugo ravaged Montserrat, inflicting severe damage upon the studio. The final blow came in 1995 when the Soufriere Hills volcano erupted, burying much of the island, including the remnants of Air Studio, in layers of ash. Though the melodies have faded, the spirit of the music created there endures, echoes in the hearts of those who remember its golden age. Got a whole still water pool. That was a pretty good way in and out, dude.
Look how overflowed the water is.
Yeah, it is really overflowed. There's tadpoles swimming in there. I can see them.
Where?
Yeah, I can't believe the legends used to come here. It's an interesting place, but I can see why they would record music here. It's secluded, it's quiet, it's peaceful. They had a nice pool to jump in. I would expect them to be near a beach though, or maybe have a better view. You don't really get a crazy view from here. Can't believe the likes of like Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder would just probably be swimming in there. This whole studio started off by George Martin, the producer of the Beatles. And I guess he decided to build a studio here one day after having a vacation here on the island on Montserrat. He loved it so much. He's like, I want to make a studio right here. And his other one was in London. And it was like one of the best studios ever. It had all the best technology, all the latest equipment you can possibly think of. And the studio right behind me was completely identical to it. It had all the same latest technology, all the same equipment. And it was the best studio to ever been built here on the island. People say that Michael Jackson also paid a visit, but I'm not sure if he was recording music here. There was never a record that showed that. Let's go inside one of the buildings now. Damn. So what's this part, you think?
I think this is like where like they recorded.
No, it looks like more like a lounge room.
Could be.
Or maybe they could have recorded here, but I just think it's too big. I would think they'd be like a little studio with soundproofing. But look, this used to be like a stereo system. I think the recording studio was in here. This makes way more sense actually. You can tell because of all the electrical stuff everywhere. They probably had so much musical equipment. Look at this. This is all the controls for the lights. Even have them labeled. All white light switch by studio door. Even says the studio name. Studio track, control room. And you can even change the colors for different lighting. Damn, it is just way too moldy now. I can even taste it in my mouth. Hopefully that's not true. Hopefully my mind's playing tricks on me, but this room got completely wrecked, guys. Probably from water damage leaking from the ceiling. I wonder if it's safe to walk through this. There's another room right there, but I'm not sure. It doesn't look too important. Holy crap, you can see there's so many beehives. What's inside here? It's empty. Okay, it looks like we can actually maybe get to the top from here if we keep walking. Looks like this stairway got a little bit blocked off. I just climbed it. Oh my god, yeah, we're not taking a step close over there. That wooden floor is crumbling to pieces. But I think this is safe because it's made of like concrete. Oh my god, there's a giant iguana right there. Oh man. Did I just invade its territory? Alright, I'm just gonna stay a little bit far from that guy. Oh. So these must have been the rooms where the guests would stay. Maybe these were the bedrooms. Now it's just home to this iguana looking thing. Maybe it's not even an iguana. You can see some of the studio lights up here too. Just imagine, guys, this is probably your bedroom right here. You'd wake up, you just open the sliding door, walk outside to this balcony, and you see this amazing view right in front of you. Dang, look at the overgrowth now. This was like the courtyard area. So my iguana friend just left. He went somewhere over there. Hopefully he's safe and sound. But check this out. This is a nice view of the pool from up here. You had a nice little fountain. Alright, so that's how it looks like from the first floor. There's a sign right there. Bro, there's little frogs here just jumping around, dude.
I've never seen that.
Bro, I was like, what are those flies? There's tiny frogs all hopping around. There's that lizard I just saw earlier just chilling. He's like sleeping on the ledge over there now. So we're now leaving. I got to film pretty much everything to see there at Air Studios. Fascinating place, one of the coolest event places here on Montserrat. Alright guys, so this is our next explore next to Richmond Hill. There's an area called Fox Bay. It's right by the beach, and this is also a nice little neighborhood where rich people would stay and live at. So we're gonna check out some of the houses and mansions there. Most of them are mansions, and apparently they're freaking huge. Bigger than the ones we saw the other day. So I'm quite excited for this. And we're taking this road we don't even know how it will look like, but so far so good. Well, that's like just a frame of the mansion now.
I mean,
Look at that mansion.
that looks sick, huh?
Yeah. All these mansions, man, they all have their own unique design and architecture to them, which is why I love exploring here. Here's another one. You can hardly see it in the woods. Now, there's a reason why that these mansions are going to be a lot bigger, and that's because the super elite, this is where they would stay. You can think of it like the CEOs of companies, they would stay here, while like just regular millionaires were just living at Richmond Hill. You can see the ocean straight ahead. The waves just roaring. You could hear the waves, huh? Yeah, it's nice. Hey, look, there's a mansion peeking right there too, on top of that hill. Well, anyway, like I said, we only chose the big mansions here that we thought might be the best ones. If it's a big mansion, whoever lived in it must have had the most money in the neighborhood, right? So that's what I'm hoping for, and we'll see. There's too many other buildings here, but as you saw, a lot of times they're just like empty shells now. I don't want to waste our time exploring those. I just want to pick the best of the best here. I'm almost walked into this spider. Look how unique the spiders are. There's a lot of unique looking spiders on this island. Keep on doing that. Yup. There you go.
I'm like a wizard with my wand.
You're like sword fighting right now.
You're a wizard, Harry. Boom. Wingardium Leviosa.
Oh shit!
What?
You got a spider?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
What is this, so?
Dude, this looks like it could have been a car at one point.
So,
yeah, there's the engine right here.
How is it this destroyed? Look
Oh,
at that. Is
dude,
that boat crashed?
that's a yacht. Like a little one. Yeah. So this boat must have belonged to another person. Maybe he lived up the hill from us, where we are right now. And I guess when the landslide happened, the pyroclasmic ash, when that came down, it probably took it with it, and then it landed here. Pretty nuts. Because you would think like it would be half buried, but no, it's not. And you got some plants growing inside now. And right next to it is a mansion. I guess we can take a look inside. And maybe this car also got carried here too by the ashfall. Crazy, you can see the dashboard of the car and the steering wheel right here. Wonder what kind of car this is. The steering wheel says it was a Ford, so this was like some type of Ford vehicle. The seats are pretty nice too. They looks like they're like racing seats. Could have been a sports car. Maybe even a Mustang, I'm not sure. And this was probably imported from America, not just because it's a Ford, but you can tell by the steering wheel too, it's on the left side. This was probably their deck. You had like a little nice bench seat, probably to overlook a view and just relax. The door over here completely fell down. This must have been like a little private section at one point in time. And those windows probably had a nice view of the ocean.
Check this. It's like a reminder for the Vision Center of Plymouth.
So what, was this like an eye care place?
Yup. But it's just about the cool date.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a postcard. We have a lot of them here actually. Yeah, this was the kitchen. We got a speaker right there. Here was one of the bedrooms. The bed is half buried. Another bedroom too. And here's the bathroom. Holy crap, look at that still water. It's like completely black. Jeez, I've never seen black still water before. It's probably black because of the ash. The mansion is big, but it's now quite small. I think the whole first floor has been buried. And there's another section of the mansion over there. Might have been a kid's room. I can see a teddy bear right there. Definitely had a family. Look at this. It's a stuffed bunny. It kind of reminds me of a Labu Labu. I don't know if you guys have known about those, but those are really popular nowadays. This looks pretty cool. Damn, this is made of like marble or emerald, bro. What the hell? Dude. This is beautiful. This might be like worth something. Where'd that come from?
A whole helicopter flew over us. I didn't capture it in time.
I heard it. Coming across now. It kind of looks like a tiny bird got caught onto this thorn branch and died here. Anyway, this led to a bedroom. Looks like this was a photo album at one point. But I can't make up anything. Could have been one of the best bedrooms here. Even has an attached bathroom right over there. I think a female was staying in this bedroom. Holy shit. That was a long trek through the woods, but totally worth it. This is unreal. Let me show you a closer look. So by the looks of it, it looks like a Volkswagen Volvo GLE It's very, very rusty, and there's a lot of like volcanic ash on top of it. No, this one doesn't open. It's so rusty, you can't even open it. There's the steering wheel. Dashboard's completely intact. Came with leather seats. Sport edition too. Man, everywhere we go, it seemed like every person living here owned a sports car. Let's check the back too. Back looks pretty comfy. All the cars from like the 80s and 90s all kind of look the same. I wonder if we can open the trunk. Yep. Huh. They didn't really keep anything too crazy. Anyway, let's start heading inside the building. So this was the basement. And there was the garage. It's very empty in here. But then again, a lot of things just could be buried. You know, this probably led down to the beach. It was probably such an amazing home to live in. Now, hopefully, there's a way to get upstairs from here. Yeah, very empty in the downstairs floor. Okay. We have to walk up here to explore the first floor. Jeez. Oh man, there's nothing. Everything is just destroyed. But it's still cool to show you guys. You can maybe use your imagination how luxurious this mansion would have been. Every single ceiling has just fallen. But I'm not stepping foot on the floor here because I don't know what I'm dealing with. I mean, you guys can already see it where I am. It's a little bit of a death trap, so I'm not gonna really risk it. Wow, there's a very old sewing machine. It is now literally a garden in this once bedroom. I'm always amazed to see how a tree can be just growing in some of these homes. Just made it over here. Found another path. Maybe I think it leads to another mansion. But jeez, more thorns as always. Wow, I was gonna say, look at this estate. It has a giant wall, and even the gate has a lock on it. Bro, they had a crazy driveway.
We gotta jump this, I think.
No, I don't think so. Hold on.
It's like all fenced in. I really think we have to jump this one.
You wanna see me work my magic? 1, 2.
Wow. Thanks to Steve's Probably Chop we got here.
This is probably where Bruce Wayne lived. I mean, bro, you could park like 10 cars just right here. He had like an entire parking lot in front of his mansion. And he's like so close to the beach right now. It's insane. Some of the best mansions were probably right next to the beach, and that's why we came here to check it out. Just entering the home was pretty crazy. Look at the entrance to this mansion. Whoa. Oh my god, this is too amazing, guys. So one thing I noticed is that there were boards on the door at one point in time, and they had boards on the windows. That kind of shows that, like, after the whole eruption thing in 1995, 1997, throughout the late 90s, people were probably coming to their homes to secure it. I think they were never allowed to just come back. Over time, Mother Nature just took over. That thing looks like it's about to fall any moment. Wow. It's nuts how there's a tree growing in the middle of this place now. You had like 2 stairways. Pretty nice. I love how everything is like an open layout as well. Right in the center, you just have so much space, and it's not disrupted of any hallway. Here's a bathroom, literally right next to the main entrance. You can just tell how beautiful and grand it is. Still have the wallpaper and the marble in here too. Jeez, I'm stepping into like their little living room or main living room space right now. They have these still on the wall, all hanged up. Wonder what that could be, but it looks pretty cool. Now the reason why I wanted to walk down here in the first place was not only to show it off, but right here you can see like how much volcanic ash is around this area. Look how tall that is. Well, that's like, I would like to say like maybe a foot of volcanic ash. You were able to just open this door and go straight to the backyard where the beach is. Well, there's some VHS tapes here. Pretty sure these are damaged up. Wouldn't be able to kind of recover these. I think this has to be my favorite abandoned mansion so far. This is like the type of mansion you would see in the Hollywood Hills. And also, the stairway is made of marble too. There's a tree right over there. Literally growing in. And there's a lot of beehives. Look at that. Those are huge. That was probably on the ceiling. This tree probably has something to do with it. Maybe once it started growing in, the ceiling couldn't handle the weight anymore. Now before heading upstairs, we have to check out this room, and this is the kitchen. It's a decent sized kitchen, you know. I would expect something much bigger from a mansion this big. But hey, you had all the space you need in here. We still have some of the soap. This is just really crazy to me. We have some stuff here. American University of the Caribbean graduation ceremony. Holy crap. Whoever lived here graduated from the American University of the Caribbean, and this is an invitation letter. There's like so many of them. It's kind of sad to see. Imagine if they evacuated around the time they graduated, lost their home and everything. I guess this must have led to the balcony. It was probably like a sliding door, and they boarded it shut. But look at right here on the wall. You got these two paintings. Very abstract. I'm not even sure who the artist could be. I wonder if we can even find the name written on there. I think I do see the tag. So this was the artist. So I'm not sure who this artist is. Stephen something. Stephen Kyle. But heck, this is authentic and it's probably worth hundreds to maybe thousands of dollars. You know how rich people love their art. Stephen Carroll. Anyway, if you happen to know, guys, leave a comment down below. I am so curious. I wish my phone was working. I would Google Lens this right now to find the price, but there's no signal out here. What's this? Okay. Look at that. It's like a deck of cards in Chinese. Is it a card? Let me see. Oh, it's a cassette. Pretty dope. There's more of them right here too. So dusty. No one has dusted this off in years. Yeah, by the looks of it, it looks very Hong Kong. Or it could be a Chinese family. I'm not really sure. I think the language written on there was Cantonese, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I love the open layout of this place. You probably had the living room right here. You can just imagine like a big screen TV, giant luxury couches. Oh man, I'm just using my imagination right now. Makes me want to live here so bad. There's another entrance over here in the back where we can walk around. Oh, and there's a bedroom too. You know what? Let's go see the bedroom first, up close in person. Jeez. So much volcanic ash came rushing in here. This is probably like 2 or 3 feet of sand right now in this one bedroom. It's a pink bed, which makes me feel like maybe a female was staying in this bedroom. We got the attached bathroom right there. And the roof has collapsed in here. Oh, you had your own little balcony actually. That's nice. You can have like your own private corner. You can see the ocean. It's nice being next to the sound of the waves. Very relaxing. I can just probably pull up a chair and just sit there for hours, just meditating and listening to the waves. I noticed like a little gazebo area too. Whoa, this is pretty nice. I noticed that this was probably once a tiny little garden right by the stairway leading up to the 3rd floor over here. I love what they did there because it must be very beautiful to see as you're just walking to your room. But this is probably the highest floor here. We're gonna have to check out the other side right after this. You had this bedroom tucked away. Is that a mirror? Anyway. Wow, big walk-in closet. It's a little bit small than the other rooms, but it's probably the most quiet room available in the mansion. Ooh, an album? Is there any pictures? No, it doesn't look like it. Nothing. What about this one? I would have loved to see pictures of the family. But look at this, a Chinese calendar. So much evidence pointing out that Chinese family lived here. So many beehives. Literally making nests on everything. Wow, okay, first sign of clothes. Looks like female garments. There's more things in here. More cassette tapes. These tapes could very well have recordings of the family that used to live here. It'd be cool to like process this and see what could be saved in it. I mean, they're protected. It could be a skirt. Those look like a bikini. Still got the toothbrush here. This is nice. You have your own little patio or balcony all to yourself up here. They probably saw the volcano acting up before the eruption over here. So we just got done exploring this side. Now let's go over here. So there's a Singer system, some type of motor. There's something framed in here that looks kind of important to see. This could have been the owner of the mansion. Whatever it is, it's framed, so it must be kind of important. Let's brush this. Oh shit. Some of the dirt went inside. And same thing with this happened too. Yeah, you can't even see anything. This is a huge bedroom, but what caught me by surprise is that huge wasp nest. I can see like 3 wasp nests right now, or more. I'm never coming here in the summer. You still have some clothes right here. Jeez, there's even beehives on them too. Here's the bathroom. It's huge and very luxurious. Now this is quite nice. They had a standing shower and the bathtub was right here. You know, I love how they keep them separate. Oh, what the hell? Alright, a lizard and 2 frogs literally battled it out in this hot tub and probably died. Just turned around and found this calendar dating February 1995, literally the year of the evacuation. There's some shoes left behind. And look at this. It's like a certificate. The Board of Trustees of the American University of the Caribbean. The degree of Honorary Doctor of Humanities. Is this like literally a degree right here in my hands? And there's a stamp of approval. So the person who used to live here was David R. Peterson. They never took this? That is unreal. Someone's degree is in my hands right now. Do they even make copies of that? Like, how can you just leave something like that behind? That's my first time ever finding like a university degree inside a band building. This could have been probably the best bedroom here. I'm gonna try to make it as far as I can. Literally, look at this, a new tree growing. Yeah, we definitely can't even walk through that. That is too nuts. Peek. Here's the bathroom. Jeez, this must have been the most luxurious bedroom here. And that's hard to say because we've been seeing such amazing bedrooms everywhere. But this one was like on the corner of the home. On the right side you had the beach, so you probably had the best view. So this bedroom probably had the best view. I mean, there's still some clothes here.